Hello everyone, my name is Phil, and together with Camilo, Dan, and John, we are the Game Pack. Welcome to the 44th episode of our gaming news podcast, the PackCast. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff. Animal Crossing has been patched to the delight of many players. Your mama is definitely not mining cryptocurrency. Surprise! GameStop isn't an essential business, at least not in the state of Massachusetts. And Final Fantasy VII Remake shipped early to Europe and Australia, and Square Enix asked the internet nicely not to share content from the game. Okay. And as always, we will round out the show with this week's new releases and what we've been playing. All right, with the list of stories out of the way, let's jump into our first story. Animal Crossing Egg version. So I'm not the only person who has experienced this. I can't imagine that to be true because they actually patched the game. Many fans of Animal Crossing have been complaining over the last couple weeks that a couple weeks into launch, they can't play the game that they were used to playing it because in the rivers, in the skies, in the trees, underground, everywhere you look for something that you'd expect, like a fish or a fossil or something fun, you find an egg. And it's supposed to be for the Bunny Day holiday, but it just sort of seemed over. There's just too much. It was too much. So I wanted to ask you guys. So they patched it and they nerfed some of the egg appearances in some of it. I know fishing, they reduced the egg appearances. So how did you guys feel about the frequency of eggs? How did it affect your experience playing the game?
There were too many. There were way too many, especially like the water eggs.
Yeah.
Whenever you see a large shadow, like oh nice, that would be maybe a sea bass all the time. But it was either a sea bass or an egg, and it was super annoying because I just wanted to catch the April fish.
Yeah,
and
that's what I was gonna say.
I just wanted to play because we just got into April. And there's new fish. There's a bunch of new stuff
there's new everything.
Yeah, I wanted to experience the new stuff, but then we have to deal with this egg situation. Same with the balloons. Like the balloons are eggs all the time.
Or their recipes for something to make with the eggs.
Yeah. Did you know that there's another event going on? There's the cherry blossom stuff.
Yep.
And that is over on the 10th. And the only way you can get the DIY recipes for the cherry blossoms is through presents in the sky.
Oh. Yeah, it's been rough getting those. I have like 3 or 4 of the cherry blossom stuffs, and I have about as many duplicates for the Bunny Day stuff as I do the cherry blossoms at all.
Oh, just cherry blossoms, period.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's just too much. My playtime has reduced by maybe 75%. I play it a lot less now because I was tired of. My favorite thing to do, I've said this before in Animal Crossing, is to just fish. I don't really I don't care about the other stuff. Yeah. I like to run around and like listening to the cool music. It's a very pretty looking game, and I like to just go fish and like try to fill up my museum. But for the last like week or so, it's just been what are they? Water eggs? They're called water eggs.
Yeah, water eggs. Yeah.
Water egg after water egg after water egg. Or if I shoot down a what are they called? A balloon. I get like a recipe for Easter or not Easter. Sorry, Bunny Day. Let's not put a denomination on this. On just it's all way too much Bunny Day stuff, and I'm glad that they patched it because it made me not want to play anymore.
It's really annoying because there's a lot of water eggs and a lot of sky eggs, but like the earth eggs are hard to get.
I would say for me the earth eggs have been the most annoying. I don't really I don't care about the water eggs as much because like I like fishing, but like I get kind of bored of it when I just keep fishing. Like last month, I was just like fishing up like black bass, sea bass. Like there was nothing to fish, so I just stopped kind of fishing. So like I haven't been paying too much attention to the water eggs, but I do like getting the fossils and stuff. And then you dig up a star-shaped mark, and it's a earth egg. Like, okay, whatever. But hey, I haven't let it dwindle like my enjoyment for the game. Like, I know it's just like it's an event. It'll end in like what, April 12th or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I feel like people just like to complain a lot, but yeah.
I don't know. It was a lot, and like and there's like I forget how many recipes there are. There's like 40 Bunny Day recipes.
37.
There's 37. So you need, and I heard that you need like 32 of each egg in order to complete all of those recipes. So when I have like 50 water eggs and another 50 leaf eggs, that's annoying.
Well, you're gonna be complaining come the end of like April 12th comes around, and you're gonna be like, "Oh no! Like I needed all those eggs to make everything."
But I just get frustrated, like, because you only could get a certain amount of earth eggs a day because there's only a certain amount of fossils or the dig spots, and then also the rocks you can only do once a day. So it's like
I've been going to islands though, and I've just been finding a lot of earth eggs too. So you can keep going to the islands.
Yeah, earth eggs by far are the ones I'm struggling to get enough of. Like, I have plenty of everything else, and like at first I was really enjoying like, oh, I gotta get all the eggs and make all the stuff to see what happens. But now that I have an overabundance of everything except earth eggs, I'm super short on still, and I keep digging up fossils now that they patched it. They've actually released 3 patches over the last 3 days.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Related to the eggs. And yeah, so I'm going on tours to try to find enough earth eggs, and sure enough, I'm getting all sorts of rock eggs because go on the tour and you're going to get more rock eggs going on the tours. And it's kind of unfortunate that it's so soon to launch. Like launch was 10 days before this event.
Right.
People will not have built up their town fully, so they're looking for other resources. And yeah, it definitely cuts into trying to find those. My wife had a tough time finding clay because of all the rocks, so she couldn't upgrade the thing she needed.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's like 10 days into launch, it's a 12-day event.
Yeah.
So like you're like more time will be spent with your Bunny Day stuff than you have spent previously with the entire game by the time it's all over.
And it's all hideous stuff. Like, it's hideous. I hate the
I'm
stuff.
not the like.
I like the
vanity
and
stuff. Yeah, I'm not too keen on the outfits.
I will say I may have ran around and chopped wood with steel-toed boots and a Bunny Day dress and hat on for a while.
Yeah, I made one of the outfits, and I'll probably wear it on April 12th. But like, I made one of the outfits because I was like, "What the heck am I gonna do with all this crap?" Like,
I made like egg like fencing that I like a lot. I like replaced my wooden fence with eggs. That was kinda cool. I made a wreath for my door. I like that.
Yeah, I put some balloons outside my house. I made the vanity. I made the bed. The bed is weird. It's just like a basket with eggs in it.
I put that on the beach.
Interesting.
I've made everything so far. I have all the recipes. I have made and crafted everything. But I was looking at the requirements for the things that will be on the day of that you have to wait for. And apparently you need like star fragments and stuff, and I haven't encountered those in the game yet.
Oh, that's for the shooting stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not. My wife has seen it, but I haven't. No clue when it'll start for me.
Did Celeste come to your town yet?
Yes.
The red owl?
Blather's sister? Yes.
Yeah.
She did like 3 days ago, but still nothing.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Apparently Isabel says something that there's a shootings, like there's a star showers or something.
Yeah, she said nothing so far on the
I've
matter
seen
to me.
shooting stars, but that's not this.
You have to wish on
them.
Yeah.
And how do you wish on it?
You
look up at the sky and press A. Yeah.
Oh, you could do that in New Leaf. I remember that. Couldn't you wish on stars?
I don't
remember.
I never played it.
I think you can do it in the last one.
So the star fragments, you need them for a particular item that's kind of neat. I don't know what it does for the Bunny Day one.
I just want Zipper to come out of that costume. It's creepy.
Yeah.
What do you think's in there?
It's probably Nook. It's probably Tom Nook.
Yeah.
You think so?
Very
Maybe
well.
Have you ever
Rossetti.
seen them at the same place at the same time?
Mr. Rossetti?
Yeah, where's Rossetti at?
That's true.
Oh
I've never
my-
seen Mr. Rossetti and Zipper in the same place at the same time.
That would be very fitting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to get my 3-star town, so I was trying to make fencing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like trying to get wood, and I just kept getting wood eggs. It was super annoying.
That's frustrating. Yeah, I'm gonna pick it back up again now that this is all finally patched. But yeah. I think after like my 40th water egg, I was like, nope, sorry,
Yeah.
I am
the
not
fishing. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, it's like I don't know if you guys can tell just with like my gaming habits, like doing things like in a repetitive way, I'm like kind of over. Like that's why I've done like a lot less shiny hunting. Like I'm like, if I feel like a game is just like dragging me along for the sake of dragging me along, I put it down and I pick up something I haven't beaten yet. Cause it's just like, I think I'm realizing it more that like we're in like self-isolation and quarantine, that like, dude, I'm not just going to sit inside my house and just do like repetitive action. It's like, I need a story to get me through this, like this, epidemic. Like that's why we'll talk about it later, but like that's why I've been picking up other games that have like huge stories.
Yeah. I gotta say, as far as the eggs go, that like the sky eggs aren't so bad because at least you can see that they're striped and decide to not pop them. Yeah.
But the striped ones can be recipes, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have all the recipes, then yeah.
I don't know if I have all the recipes. I gotta check.
I don't think I do.
Well, I've got some duplicates if anyone needs them.
Is it 37 including the?
I'm not sure. I had read 37 somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
What's the next holiday? Does anybody know?
Arbor Day, they said.
Earth Day. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Earth Day.
Which is the
That's coming
second
up
half
soon,
of April.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like events, but I'm just hoping they learn from this event and make it, a more enjoyable experience.
Right.
But I mean, I understand why they did it, because the game is not designed to be played for 8 hours at a time. So like if you're just doing, the normal daily stuff that take a half hour, you're not going to get that many eggs.
It's true.
Yeah.
Which is how I had been playing, because I just log in, I get my Nook Miles, I grab a couple eggs, I try to get my fossils, and then I log out.
Yeah. I do find it fascinating that seeing as like the way they do the events is they make sure that your Switch is synced up to the internet clock, and if you're found to be like time traveling the event, you're not actually eligible to participate in the event. So because it's internet synced instead of your Switch synced like other things, so it's almost like those who are time traveling get the more base game experience and are kind of rewarded for it in this sense.
Yeah, I
They're
heard
rewarded by it
time traveling
in a lot of senses.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So what do you guys feel? Bunny Day overall? Are you pro Bunny Day? Do you just want it to end? What do you
I just want to see what the actual day is.
Oh yeah, because we haven't really hit it yet. It's just been
because it's the 12th.
Right.
Yeah. I think a better way of doing Bunny Day would have been like have it go on until you have everything that you need, and then once you have everything you need, it kind of backs way off, so it like can detect what you need and what you don't need. So it
you
doesn't
can like
just
find
keep
Zipper
shoving
somewhere
it down your throat.
and be like, "Hey man, like I'm done. Please stop."
Yeah, basically.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to play out if you're like me and you have multiple people on the same Switch on the same island. Because like, what if I'm done, and then we're still sharing resources and stuff like that? Would be interesting. But I have noticed,
like an opt-out.
I've noticed that Cat gets dig spots that I don't get.
Like, or you don't know if you get them.
No, I'll log in and I'll play. No, I'll log in and play, and then she'll log in and play, and there'll be dig spots where there wasn't dig spots before.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so she'll find like the money and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Anyways, fun fact. Final thoughts on Bunny Day.
I'm in favor of it, but it goes a bit too far.
Yeah, I love events in games. Like I love whenever like Overwatch does like an event every few months. I think they're just they make you want to come back. And that's the whole point.
Yeah, totally.
But this one went a little overboard, I think.
Yeah, I think there should be a setting that you can choose to not participate and have nothing show up. That would be really nice.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It was a good first try.
Yeah.
It's 10 days into launch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they got Oh, I was gonna say they got feedback. They like adjusted to feedback, and it seems like people are happy now.
Yeah.
So
that's really cool. Like that's awesome. Like they had 3 patches in the past week. Like they're actually listening to feedback. They want to improve the game.
Well, they want people to be really happy because this is like the best-selling like Switch game.
Switches
I have
wasn't
the
it
stats
fast,
in front of me.
Fastest
or the
selling
fastest
Switch?
selling.
It's the fastest selling, and you can't find a Switch anywhere.
Well, that's
like
for other reasons.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think like. I think that's part of it, though. There's a shortage. But
yeah.
I don't know. I love Animal Crossing. It's so fun.
Yeah, I know that like some people, like a lot of people, are actually very triggered. They get very triggered by holiday events and stuff. So it would be really nice to be able to disable stuff like that. Yeah, as far as like mental health and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like way for that. And if something is like, like a triggering thing or something like that, like being able to like that actually is a really good. We should like expand on that at some point about like being able to not just tailor the games for like, oh, if you're colorblind, just be like, hey, I have this like disorder and like things of a certain nature trigger me, and like they would like remove them from like the gameplay.
Yeah, if people have experienced like massive amounts of trauma around Easter specifically, then they're not going to want to play this game right now.
Plus, like not everybody's a Catholic.
Right.
Christian.
Well, that's why it's Bunny Day, hosted by Zipper. And not
Exactly.
Easter, hosted by Jesus. But there are a lot of memes. Have you guys seen the memes?
Oh, there's
There's
that's
so
why,
many.
That's why this game's doing so well.
Dude, there's so many Animal Crossing
everywhere.
memes. But there's just a ton of memes of just like, you know, religious like figures appearing to Zipper and being like, "What are you doing?" It's pretty funny.
So we'll have a winter event, you know. We'll have
with the reindeer.
Yeah.
Surprise! Never mind. I'm not gonna bring it up. It's controversial. Not gonna bring it up. All right, we can talk about Animal Crossing probably until our tongues fall out. So Bunny Day. I'm glad they patched it. Actually, I think it was a good idea. Because they want to keep their base happy. Don't want to sell people a bunch of games and then be like, "What is this garbage?"
Yeah, all right. That's the whole point. The whole point is to come back. So, like, they want to sustain that audience.
And they've built out a year's worth of activities. They don't want to lose them in like the first 10 days. That'd be crazy. Cool. All right. Well, that's Animal Crossing. Let's move on to our next story. We're gonna try not to get too much into the weeds, but it's about cryptocurrency. So essentially, the game Cooking Mama was removed from digital shops and accused of mining cryptocurrency. So according to an IGN report, a tweet included a supposed screenshot from a Discord chat about the game. It said that while running, the game is using your system to mine cryptocurrency and potentially hand dig your personal info as well. Cryptocurrency mining, aka crypto mining, is a process of authenticating cryptocurrency payments, earning a small payment in the process. If true, this would mean your Switch hardware is being used to earn money for a third party. And then a reply to that original message includes a series of follow-up details, some of which are drawn from that IGN report, and several of which are very provably false. So people were also claiming, these are like more real claims. People were claiming that their Switch batteries were being drained faster than normal. And then the actual thing that happened was that the game was pulled from the shops for distribution issues. That's the official statement from the company that makes Cooking Mama. So I guess my first question is to you guys, how can the crappy specs of a Switch and the limited install base of a game like Cooking Mama, how could that even be used to farm large quantities of crypto?
So I have an anecdote.
Yes.
My brother-in-law actually has a couple, I don't know, I guess they're PCs. I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
The things that you mine, he was mining Bitcoin for a while. And these are like massively powerful hard drives that run extremely hot and loud.
Yes.
So there's no way the Switch can do this. There's no way.
I mean, even if it's just authenticating the payments, I feel like there's like two different ways to do it, where you have the actual like beefy machine that is actually like, I understand cryptocurrency like 90% of the way, that like there's a way that it like actually generates more, and in order for them to generate more, you have to have the PC power to back it up. Like that's how like, you know, like the dollar is backed up by gold or whatever, but like the cryptocurrency is backed up by like CPU power, so it can't exist without it. So like that's what those big machines are for. So maybe you don't need as big a machine to like just hit up the like ping the, you know, what is it, the ledger, ping the ledger to verify the transactions, but still like I just can't imagine the Switch can do that. Did you guys ever hear about
the PS3 clusters?
No.
Yeah, so like I guess it was like 10 years ago, you could like not hook your PS3 up. You could like universities and places doing medical research could offload their computing power that they were doing for like molecular modeling onto your PS3. And it would do it in the background.
That's interesting.
Yeah. At your university, like they would just find your PS3
over the internet. Like you would download an application for them to like get into your
PS3.
Oh,
so they would let you do it. It wasn't like some shady dealings.
Well, no, it's not. You're doing it. Like you're giving them access to your PS3.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But I'm saying like you made the choice. It's not like they.
Yeah, but I'm rebutting the how is the Switch powerful enough kind of thing.
Yeah, when you have a ton of Switches, like how small is the install base for Cooking Mama?
It's probably pretty big. It's probably like 1 million. Like I bet they would have sold like 1 million units.
Like from what I understand about like cryptocurrency mining, you can do it with a big machine, you can do it with a small machine. You're not going to get very far with a small machine, but when you have 1 million small machines, it does add up. And yeah.
The way they refuted this, like the developers in their tweet, they said something like they took a look into blockchain technology, which is what all the cryptocurrency runs through. And they were saying that they were looking to see if they could have people trade items
with the blockchain.
Yeah. So that makes me believe that they definitely implemented something into the game for this, but I don't know if it necessarily means that they were gonna mine cryptocurrency.
Seems like a weird game for this to be like associated with too. It's like it's Cooking Mama. Like you'd think it would be like EA would like try to pull some like dastard like
maybe
they're
Cooking
the
Mama
company.
is under the radar though.
That's true. Nobody would suspect Cooking Mama.
I feel like any company like Cooking Mama is a reputable series of games from a reputable company, and any company that would try something like this actually legitimately would be shut down so quickly. And there's no way that a company like this is going to risk that by trying to mine a few crypto coins.
When's the last time that you've read a EULA?
True.
What's that?
The terms of service?
Yeah.
Like
See, I don't even know what it is, so no.
What?
I don't remember last time.
Dude, on lots
end
of games.
User,
no, I know what the terms of service is, but I don't call it
end user license agreement is what it stands for.
Okay.
End user.
Oh yeah, I scroll all the way down
agreement.
to the bottom.
Yeah, but I'm sure somewhere, paragraph 10, we're gonna use your machine to mine crypto.
Sure. Yeah,
like that's easy to do, and then you agreed to it. Like,
and if it's in there, there is at least one person who reads every EULA just so they can report. There are watchdog groups that do this, and if that were in there, we would know about it.
The thing that makes it seem really shady is they pulled it from the eShop. Like, why pull it if you're not doing anything wrong?
Dude, they're having distribution issues, man.
Yeah.
On the eShop? That doesn't make any sense.
Man, the issues. There's distribution issues, bro. They couldn't figure it out. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that they were having distribution issues, like hard copy and digital at the same time, and they wanted to get them out at the same time. But like, because there are obviously all of these distribution like channels are like blocked and backed up because of everything that's going on. Like, maybe. But also, who cares? Like, just release it digital. People are gonna buy it digital.
I wonder if
I'm even more interested now. Like, I kind of want
it. They could be having issues related to like server maintenance and stuff, and it's harder to get people to come out and check their servers and maintain and stuff. I could see that.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like not commenting on that. They just said distribution issues. And
maybe they're trying to just fix the darn game and not just handle just the press bothering them about some made up cryptocurrency scare.
Maybe it just runs hot. You know?
Yeah. It's like if a troll comes into your stream and starts making outlandish claims. You're not going to sit there and saying, "No, I don't paint my feet pink every Saturday." Stop spreading rumors.
And then somebody will clip that and they'll take it out of context. And
yeah.
And then I want to ask you guys. This story seemed to really it was in every one of my news feeds. This story seemed to like really blow up. And what do you think was like the key element of this story that made it so viral?
People love being outraged over being taken advantage of potentially.
That's true.
Well, I also think cryptocurrency is a big topic now.
Yeah.
And blockchain. Yeah. Whenever you hear blockchain, like that's everywhere. And like it would be so random to have it in a Cooking Mama game.
Yeah. I think that it was also that they might be getting your personal info was part of it, and people are really triggered when they are like, "My privacy? Not my privacy! No, don't find out what my mailing address is to sell to like Sears."
Is Sears even around anymore?
Yes. But like that's what they do with that information. Like people act like they're gonna go get like.
Oh yeah, no, they sell it to.
They just sell it to these people who are like using it for marketing.
How does Facebook know what I like? It's terrifying.
Because you clicked on it.
If only I would get ads of things I'm not interested in.
Oh my god. But yeah, I think there were a lot of. It's just and it's weird too. It's such a weird story. And I saw the original tweet of the screenshot of the Discord message, and I'm like, this has to be fake, right? Like, there's no way this is real.
Well, there was a typo in the news story. Was there a typo in the tweet?
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
What was the typo?
It was using with 2 eyes. So I don't know. That's a red flag for me anyways. It's just like, dude, you're trying to break some news and you're like, oh, I gotta do it so fast I can't even spell check.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is coming from the person who probably has to retweet every tweet he's ever tweeted because I don't ever proofread. I never proofread my tweets. I take them down dude, half the time my tweets go back down because I don't proofread them.
There's
there's no edit feature on Twitter.
Well, that would be terrible. Sorry. Like they shouldn't have it.
Yeah, conversation.
But that's a different conversation. I was gonna say, people react, like people are very reaction heavy instead of like taking a step back and actually thinking about what's going on. So if you see a tweet, you immediately react.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
I feel like
fact check at all.
Yeah, I feel like people also like to be the ones that are in the know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my gosh, this obscure game is doing this obscure thing that may be costing you your privacy. I know about it. I'm going to tell everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone then thinks that and jumps on it, and pretty soon it's blown up completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things contributing to its virality. I mean, blockchain, crypto, it's a lot of buzzwords. Cooking Mama, and it's just wild popularity.
Cooking Mama.
Yeah. How do we apply this and these lessons to our content?
Yeah, I don't know. Just lie.
Cooking Mama was a big deal back in the Wii era.
I played the heck out of Cooking Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have a Cooking Mama game or a cooking game. I don't even know if it's Cooking Mama for the DS.
I had it for the DS, for the Wii. I never got the 3DS one.
Well, don't get the Switch one.
Yeah, because you're...
Unless you get a cut of the cryptocurrency.
It's true.
I'd be down.
You won't.
You get a check for 0.0002 cents every year.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's enough about cryptocurrency and Cooking Mama, unless you guys had any final thoughts. Very good. Let's move on. We're going to take a quick break with a message from the editor.
What is going on, guys? Cooltrainer Camilo here to tell you that the Game Pack has a new series called First Impressions, where we play through the first few hours of a game and give our initial thoughts. So far, we have episodes on Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Nioh 2. I'm going to pin the playlist as a card, so be sure to check those out after the podcast. I also want to plug the Discord really quickly. Just because we're being told to distance and isolate ourselves doesn't mean we need to be alone. So if you haven't joined yet, consider joining. We have a lot of good conversation there. And it wouldn't be a PackCast ad without some memes, so here you go.
All right, GameStops are starting to get shut down after its standoff with authorities because they said they were an essential business. So state and local authorities in Massachusetts have ordered all GameStops there to close, ending a week-long standoff in which the games retailer insisted it was an essential business and continued to serve customers with curbside pickup. They said in their defense, they sold telecom equipment that allowed people to work from home, like webcams, microphones, mice, and keyboards. So do you guys feel that GameStop was at all justified to push back or not, and why?
I feel like if they were an essential business, they wouldn't be going out of business.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, as for justified to push back, I mean, any company who feels like they're not going to survive what's going on, I mean, is that enough justification in and of itself?
No.
I mean, I don't think so, because, like, the world is going to die if you don't stop being selfish.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're going to go out of business or not. What's on trial here is, are you essential?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But, like, it's just the world. Yeah, it's a tough state, and you kind of need to do what you need to do. And having your business open is a detriment to the world right now, in as far as spreading this virus. So to try to fight the law to stay open just seems really selfish and smarmy to me, personally.
I think it's a very tricky situation right now because, I mean, you have to figure out a way to stay viable, and they were just pushing the limits to see how far they could go. I know there's a lot of businesses that are still open out there. There's also programs that, like, the government's implementing that you could get relief from. Yeah. So you have to take that into account. This is gonna have a long-lasting effect on everything. And they were just trying to wade the storm. I mean, I don't think they're essential, but
yeah, and they do have an online presence, and they have actually just recently tried to very much shift to that online presence. Like, I upped my membership, my pro membership had lapsed for like over a year, and I just in mid-March decided to renew it before all of this stuff really started shutting down. And beginning of April, I get an email saying that we now allow you to use your monthly $5 membership benefits online, where before you couldn't, I guess. So they're definitely trying to shift that way now, so that's nice to see. And yeah, maybe in the first little bits of the shutdown, it was understandable to try to stay open and be like, no, we're being safe, we can stay open. But at this point,
but they weren't being safe. They weren't supplying.
I think they should have done the curbside pickups earlier. Because like when I went to go pick up Animal Crossing, like they were still doing like it was 10 people or less in the store. And I was like, even then, I was like a little like, I don't really feel like super comfortable. But yeah,
they're very much reactionary rather than being ahead of the curve. It feels like.
I just feel like they were like a snake on the ground, writhing around, refusing to die. Like it was like,
they're on their last legs, and this whole situation has just made it worse.
Yeah. I just think it's not justified to push back. It's ill-advised, it's unsafe, it's selfish, and they're not essential. I don't care if you sell webcams, microphones, mice, and keyboards. So does Newegg, so does Amazon, and Best Buy sells that stuff and way, way, way more. And you just aren't essential, dude. Your main thing is you're a GameStop. You stop there to go buy games. It's not telecom stop.
Yeah.
And they didn't
Best Buy's still open.
Well, yeah, Best Buy's still open.
And they're saying that's essential?
Yeah, I think because people do actually need like microphones, keyboards, and stuff like that. And, and they actually have like a huge warehouse of like all that kind of stuff. So like
they
monitors,
sell, like, fridges, and like all that other kind of stuff too.
And just like other telecom stuff like monitors, all kinds of different computers, phones. Like people need that kind of stuff still. Like you still need phones.
Yeah, and they're in a much better position to be able to provide these things at a high volume to a high volume of people.
So yeah, do I feel they were justified to push back? Absolutely not. They're not essential, and that's why.
Yeah, I could, and this is totally me saying something that's not what they're doing, but I could totally see GameStop trying to get food onto their shelves to say, we sell food, gosh. We're essential, dude. Just to get around the laws. That's how smarmy it feels to me.
I need my Funko Pops. They're essential to my well-being.
I mean, there's like an argument for that, like, I need to play a video game because I have bad anxiety during this time, and I need escapism in this time. Like, why? Like, I need a place to do that, but there are other places to do that.
Yeah, digital distribution, I gotta say, is much better in this day and age right now because of this. Physical media is not the way to go at the moment. Yeah.
Unless you order online.
Yeah, I'm ordering online.
Unless you order online and then you wipe down the package. And then you wipe down the package because you don't know. There's been reports of Amazon workers getting sick.
Well,
and
Amazon is
going on strike.
As long as you don't get your package and then touch your face, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
just wipe it down.
Don't lick your package. Take the saran wrap off of it, throw it outside.
Wipe down your package before you open it.
Amazon's in hot water now too because they're not like supplying the necessary preventative like masks and gloves and stuff for their warehouse employees.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a big mess and it's tough for everyone involved. The consumer, the companies, everyone in the world is being affected by this. It's really tough for everyone.
Another reason why I so vehemently oppose GameStop's decisions and the way that they've been handling this is that they've been asking they've been asking its employees to defy law enforcement and basically say, call our lawyers. And then I'm not sure. I feel like we touched on this briefly.
I feel like GameStop management has always been kind of shady. Like, I always hear that they like throw their employees under the bus for stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and their employees are getting paid like probably $8 an hour.
Yeah,
and they're risking, their health in these times, and now they're gonna risk like being arrested because I'm sure they're going to work.
I'm sure GameStop is not going to bail them out.
Oh, definitely
of prison or of jail. And they're not going to go to prison necessarily, but
I mean, I don't even think that you could go to jail for that. You could they could
get
say
fined.
Yeah,
I think you get fined.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know.
If
a cop walked up, if I was like in this position and a cop walked up to me and he was like, "Hey, I need you to shut your stores down," and I'd be like, "Cool, here's the keys, bye." I'd be like, "All right, bye."
Yeah, reputable companies will always say, "Cooperate with law enforcement."
Mm-hmm.
GameStop just can't catch a break.
I mean, they're not intending to.
They are
reason.
The EA of retail.
Of retail stores. They are the EA of retail stores. Oh man. All right. Any final thoughts on EA Stop?
It kind of feels like it's their time, and it's too bad. But I mean, everyone has their time.
Let's take them behind the barn.
Yeah,
it's a 12 gauge.
Man. Yeah.
Good night, GameStop, my sweet prince.
Some people shouldn't be hooked up to ventilators for years and years and years.
Yeah, it will be
or
sad.
Companies rather.
It will be sad when they go out of business because like there's no dedicated game stores outside of that. Besides like the mom and pop shops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really hoping that if GameStop goes out of business, that will allow more mom and pop shops to spring up in their place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm in a good position, and then you're in a decent position, right, Dan? You're within.
Mm-hmm.
You can get to some stuff. So So maybe what'll be cool is like more mom and pop shops will show up in areas that like aren't as big as populated. Like maybe we'll get like
I don't really have any like. I probably have like maybe one. I don't know. There's not really any mom and pop video game stores around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like going from mom and pop shop to mom and pop shop, checking prices and trying to get the best deal. And one place might have something, one place might not. Others might have something for cheaper. And with GameStop, you can't do that. It's the same across the board.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of just bumming me out because like I kind of want to leave my house.
Just go on your patio.
Just walk around, just pace back and forth on the patio.
Yeah, just pace back and forth. All right, bye GameStop. I'm tired of talking about you. You're in our news stories all the time, and it's never for something good that you're doing, except for that one time we talked about Reggie, and I think he doesn't want anything to do with them anymore. I bet. All right. Our fourth story today is about Final Fantasy VII being released early in Europe and Australia, and Square Enix asked the internet, please don't share any images or videos, no spoilers, please. And they basically did this because they wanted to counter any potential release disruption caused by the capital V. The game's producer Yoshinori Kitase and director Nomura are asking fans who receive the game early. I'm not a native Japanese speaker, nor I am not a native Japanese speaker, nor am I a fan of the Final Fantasy franchise. I don't feel that it is necessary for me to not stumble on these names.
Okay, Yoshinori Kitase and Tetsuya Nomura. There you go.
That was pretty good.
Keep going.
They're basically asking fans not to spoil the release because they released it, I think, on April 1st in Europe and Australia. So, I get that they're releasing it early, but why not everywhere? Why Europe and Australia?
Maybe it wasn't their choice. Like, maybe it wasn't Square Enix's choice. Maybe it was the stores. Like, they just decided to sell it early.
Yeah, I have no idea. That makes no sense. If it's digital, what does it matter?
Yeah.
I mean, is the PAL file like the digital PAL file different? Like, maybe that's why?
Maybe?
Because Europe and Australia is PAL. So maybe the NTSC like digital file is not ready yet.
But can't you, isn't it not region locked, so can't you just download it off of those stores?
I suppose, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
It might not play the same though.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
I forgot.
So I'll just say, do you think it's possible to have major spoilers even though it's a remaster?
I do, because it's not a remaster. It's a remake.
Reimagining.
Well, it's a reimagining. It's a remake that's heavily expanded. Basically, it's the first 6 hours of the game expanded into a 30-hour game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I heard it's Midgar.
Yeah.
And that was originally like 5 hours.
Yeah, it's like 5 hours.
And now it's like, I think the time is like 38 hours.
Yeah.
To complete.
Oh, so there's a bunch of new stuff. This is just part 1, right?
Yeah, just part 1.
Oh, I saw something that was like, if the first 5 hours turns into a 38-hour experience, that means when it's all said and done, there could be like 8 parts for a 350-hour long game.
Yeah, and I guess, who wants that?
Not me.
Well,
I don't want that. That's too long.
But they're not giving it to you all at once. It's probably be like a year between releases and stuff.
For $60 each time? Oof.
8 years?
No, I don't think like a year every time, but like they're giving it to you in like bite-sized pieces.
So when I buy it, am I getting free updates?
They haven't said. I think it's going to be like...
It'll probably be DLC.
I really don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're going to do like, oh, this is part 2 and it's going to have a physical release, or if it's just going to be like really like super DLC.
I'm going to have to buy a new... I don't want to get into physical v digital right now, but I'm going to have to buy a whole new shelf just to house.
Well, it actually comes... It's going to come in 2 discs. It's going to be an install disc and a play disc.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, and I think it's like 90 gigabytes or something like that.
Yeah, that's what Red Dead Redemption 2 did.
That's crazy. So then I guess I have a follow-up question. Has any part of the game been spoiled for you?
Well, I know who all the characters are.
Do you mean the remake, or do you mean like the original game?
No, I mean, they said that there's going to be new stuff. It's expanded upon. Like, because of this, we don't have it yet because we're in North America. Has any of it been spoiled for you guys yet?
I haven't seen anything. I decided not to watch the last trailer because when I did that with KH3, I was like, I saw this in the trailer. Like, maybe they shouldn't have shown this in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for it, but I haven't seen anything. I'm sure if you're looking for it, you can see it.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be possible to spoil it for me since I don't really have any plans to play the series. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I think I will play the Switch version.
They are Switch. Going back to the like, don't spoil it, please. I think they are copyright striking anything that is spoilers that is uploaded to like YouTube or something like that.
That's frustrating.
And you can't stream it on Twitch either.
Yeah, that's just. I feel like my big takeaway of no spoilers, please. It's like, this is an internet culture time. If you don't want people to give spoilers, don't release something.
Yeah.
People will give spoilers, and people who don't want to have those spoilers will avoid them. And that's just how things work in this day and age.
It kind of goes back to that point you made earlier, Dan, about how you're like, I have this piece of information, and I'm the first one, and I'm going to share it.
Yeah, and people can mute that keyword on Twitter if they want. There are ways to avoid seeing that information.
So the review embargo went up today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean like all these people could show stuff now? Like,
I guess
how does
so.
that work?
I'm seeing numbers, and I'm surprised by them.
Low. They're lower than I was expecting.
Low.
Not like low, but they're like in the 8s.
Yep.
Wait, you mean like view counts or reviews?
Review scores.
I've seen high 80s. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think the Metacritic is like 86 or 87.
That's a good score. I'm not gonna. I guess after all of this time and all of the money and all the hype, I think everyone was just like, "Oh, it's just gonna get a 10, duh! Like it's gonna be a perfect game," and it's getting like high 8s, which is like fine.
Well, I keep seeing people on Twitter like compare it to like P5R, like Persona 5, and it's not. Like, why are you comparing it to that? Like people are saying like, "Oh, it's not as good because it's not like 100 hours long." Like. RPGs aren't supposed to be 100 hours long.
Most JRPGs are like
JRPGs usually are 100 hours long.
No, they're not.
Persona's a lot of them are. So many of them
Which ones?
Dragon Quest. Octopath Traveler is pretty long.
Not 100 hours.
It's like 60 or 70. Fire Emblem's like 80 hours.
But I don't think the length of a game doesn't determine how good a game is.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think that either. I'm not taking that position.
I will say that the few interactions I've had with RPGs have been much, much, much longer experiences than other games that I've played, and perhaps much longer than they needed to be, because a lot of RPGs have a lot of filler in them. But, I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with having a longer experience, a longer game, as long as it's done engagingly. But there's something to be said about having a shorter experience that you can actually feel like you remember everything that happened in the beginning when you are at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I think like the 30 to 40 hour range is good for me. Like once it gets past that, I kind of lose interest after like the 40 hour mark. Like I've been play like Ni no Kuni, and that game is like 80 hours long. And I feel like I'm halfway, and I feel like I still haven't even scratched the surface.
Yep.
Yeah. When I'm forgetting main characters that I've introduced 50 hours ago, that's a problem.
Yeah.
When they're still introducing mechanics 20 hours in.
Dude, I'll talk about that when we talk about
Chronicles.
Yep. I'm going to talk about that when we get to what we've been playing. So let's finish this story up. If you were in Square Enix's shoes, what would you do regarding the early release? Would you ask for no spoilers? What would you do? Would you just say, "Hey,
just release it everywhere at the same time"?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you weren't in a position to be able to release it all at the same time, which just seems like they're not?
I mean, you could say no spoilers, but like it's the internet.
I would say that if you don't want people to spoil your game, don't do spoilers on April Fool's Day. Because people are not going to take you seriously. I remember thinking this has to be a joke when people said, "Oh, it's released early." By mistake, I thought is what they meant, and I thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I guess I would just release it and just expect that would happen. I wouldn't copyright strike people because I think that's annoying. Yeah. And those people are doing is like advertising their game for them. Like, don't attack content creators. That's like
don't put it in your thumbnail.
I think that's fair. What they're doing is striking people like that.
Why?
Because you can wait until the 10th.
No, they can't.
Yeah, but wait, what do you mean?
No, like people cannot wait. Like content creators who are trying to get views and make a name for themselves, they can't wait.
If you are a reputable content creator, you can wait.
If there's an official embargo in place, then yes, absolutely, you should wait. With that being said, if you're someone who wants to play the game immediately, then you can play it right when it comes out.
Yeah, like
and
record all the content
the embargo
you want
won't matter.
Post it the 10th.
If you're a streamer, that's where it gets into a tough area where you're a streamer.
Why should you be able to stream it when it's not available everywhere in the world?
No, that's what I mean. It's like it's tough for a streamer to have to wait, but yeah, there's an embargo, you wait, but it kind of defeats the purpose for those people to have it having been released early. Just don't release it early if they want the embargo to be in place.
Is tweeting out "please no spoilies" an official embargo?
No.
Yeah, but
not as far as I know.
The game is out before the actual release date, so whoever gets it would be under the same embargo that all the news review outlets have as well.
Was it accidentally released or officially released to consumers?
Officially released.
Well, that deletes all embargoes, in my opinion.
Well, no,
they've officially released the thing.
It's not the official. That's not the official release date. The retailers let it out.
So the retailers did it.
Broke the street date.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that's totally different. Then that should be. They should be held liable. The companies who are releasing it.
I'm not sure if it's available digital. I think it's only if you have like a physical copy.
Okay, so yeah, if it was that in my opinion is accidentally released.
They shipped it early to not have any problems on release date, and then retailers broke street date.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in my opinion, those retailers are not going to be retailers of that company's games for much longer if that's happening.
This is like Game, so it's like the major retailer over in those countries.
Yeah, they need to be a little better and more respectable then.
I feel like Europe always breaks street dates.
Yeah, I think it was just they were trying to get it out before they were like all...
Before their stores get shut down?
Yeah, like what happened to GameStop, like you have to close, like you can't sell. So like they wanted to do that before that happened.
I get that.
I think they should only take down content up until other media outlets are allowed to post content.
Like they shouldn't do it anymore because now I can see a review from IGN.
Yeah, but like a review is different. Like there's embargoes like within the review that they can't show certain things.
Yeah, you can't show like past 2
like there's
hours
a review embargo where like they can show certain things, but they can't just like post whatever they want before the game comes out still.
Fair enough.
But they could show some things because like a lot of outlets do show like first things to do in Final Fantasy.
All right, final thoughts on Final Fantasy. We're running out of time.
I am really excited for tomorrow because this is when this thing airs.
Nice. All right, so we're going to get into the new games and what we've been playing for April 5th through April 11th. April 7th, we've got Below coming out on PS4. We've got Disaster Report. 4 Summer Memories coming out on PS4, Switch, and PC. Those are on April 7th. On April 8th, we've got Biped coming out on PS4 and Convoy coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. On April 10th, the Final Fantasy VII Remake officially is out on PS4. And on April 11th, we have Tharsis coming out on Switch. And now we'll move on to what we've been playing. Camilo, what you been playing?
I'm playing some Animal Crossing, like we talked earlier. I've also I started a new save file in Pokemon Pearl, because I got like my pre-owned copy. I made a video about it like a week ago or so. And I've just been playing through that because like there's some version exclusives that I need for my Pokemon Home quest thing to get all the...
I saw a very
Pokemon.
clickbaity video about Diamond and Pearl remakes being leaked.
They're always being leaked. Or like, oh my god, new Gigantamax forms. Oh my god.
Nice. Dan, what have you been playing?
A lot of Animal Crossing. I love that game. It's so good.
Nice.
I'm figuring out a lot of the mechanics and really enjoying it. And also Assassin's...
Did you expect to enjoy it this much?
No, not at all. Not that I didn't expect to enjoy it at all, but it's so much better than I thought it would be. It's not just a cutesy game that you can play for a few minutes here and there. It's a game that is very rich and very expansive and an excellent experience. And I've also been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is such a long stinking game. And I expect to have another week of it still left. It's by far the longest of any of the Assassin's Creed games so far, and I feel like I've finally gotten over the hump of dealing with the RPG elements, so that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
John, what have you been up to?
I've also been playing Animal Crossing, just like half hour a day, not as crazy as I was like the first week. Then I've been playing Doom Eternal. That game's amazing. It's awesome. I like it a lot more than Doom 2016. I feel like the controls are like more refined, the platforming's better, just all around better.
Nice.
And then I also picked up the Resident Evil 3 remake. And if you want to talk about lengths of remakes, that game is 5 hours long.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's $60?
It's $60.
Dang.
5 hours long.
Well,
I haven't played through it yet. I just started it, but I know it's only like 5 hours, so
it looks darn good
this week. Yeah, I mean, what I played is pretty fun, but I haven't gotten through it yet.
Sweet. So I've also been playing Animal Crossing again, like John, about 30 minutes a day, because I'm wanting to play games with more stories. I'm trying to get through my backlog. So I saw a video of a YouTuber who was like, I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the worst game on Switch. And I was like, I also think that. And then I watched like half his video of basically him giving it a second try. And I was like, fine, I'll try it too. So I like Googled had tried to Google how to get unstuck, because I had been stuck and that's why I stopped playing. And I had to watch like 8 YouTube videos to try to get unstuck, because none of them were clear, or like it's so hard to search for where I was, because it wasn't like, it's like I'm standing in a field. Like, how do you search for that? Like, but I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and if you want to talk about games that are just long, with lots of filler and lots of dialogue, that's Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like, I can't even quantify how many hours go between you going through like a dungeon-esque thing to fight a boss, and then there's just like dialogue and like big long like corridors to walk down, and like going from different land to land. It's a lot. But long story short, I retaught myself how to play the game. The combat system is complicated. I retaught myself how to play that, and I actually think it's a good game.
Oh no.
Yes, I like it, and I'm excited. I pre-ordered my Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition box set, and that should be coming to me at some point. When's it come out? Next month?
May 29th.
So
maybe.
That'll be coming out May 29th-ish. But I got free shipping, so that was nice. All right. That's it. That's all we have to talk about, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and ring that notification bell. You can also check out the audio version of the podcast on Google Play, Spotify, and iTunes. Join our Discord to keep in touch with us, and follow our Twitter and Instagram. All these links can be found in the description. Thanks again for watching. Send me your Japanese names of developers and like artists and all these kinds of things, so I can practice them offline. All right. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.